Episode 4 of Sweet Tooth Season 3 starts with Azova on the whale song. Captain Stafford briefs those who have made it aboard and promises them there's a new hope awaiting them. They're safe for now, but for how long? As those on board the skiff celebrate and party the night away, Gus, Sing and Jep make it to the ship. As they hop aboard, the music is still playing, but the place is abandoned. Unfortunately, their makeshift boat sinks, so they've got no choice but to hang around. The engines on this boat are off, and the place is a mess, and there seems to be no sign of the cabin crew either. Jep finds evidence of the sick on the ship with the purple flowers, and he's not sure if it's contained. Jep is shocked in a state of panic, and even more so when Sing hints that the big man may be infected. Gus locks Sing and Jep inside the engine room, at least it looks like the engine room, and decides to go find the bridge himself. Given he can't get sick, he promises to find out what's going on. He also tells the pair not to kill each other in his absence.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen, mate.
Up at the bridge, Gus uses a radio he finds and speaks to someone called Darwin. He's apparently the only survivor left on the ship, and he's back in his cabin after getting super drunk. It appears he's okay, but everyone else is dead. Gus points out that he's a hybrid that's stowed away on the ship. He doesn't mention Jep or Sing, which may actually be for the best given we don't know if this guy is a hostile or not at this point. Meanwhile, Becky apologizes to Rosie for what happened to her son and that she didn't know he was a hybrid. Rosie is obviously grief-stricken, but before she looks set to kill her, Zhang shows up at the compound. She decides they should use Becky to get information. While Zhang sets things up for an interrogation, she scathingly tells Rosie to look after her boy. However, Wendy is still here as a wildcard. Zhang is convinced that Becky will talk, given she knows about her history with the animal army. She offers her a place to stay in a family, claiming that blood is thicker than water. Becky, though, realizes that Zhang is ignorant and calls her out to her face. Zhang's pleasant demeanor changes after this, and she demands that Becky think it over and either do this the easy way or the hard way. One way or another, she's going to talk. When Becky refuses a second time, she looks set to suffer torture until Jordan shows and decides to bust her out. He's been part of Zhang's group since they picked him up, and he sneaks out through the back. Unfortunately, Zhang spots them, and it turns out Jordan set Becky up. He's got crucial information about Gus heading to Alaska, and things don't look good as all roads lead to this frozen wasteland. Back on the ship, Sing is convinced that Jep won't make it to the end of this journey. Whether it be the sick or his war wounds, either way he's going to fail. As things look set to kick off between them, Sing points out that he recognizes Jep and they met 10 years back at Crescent City. We actually saw this flashback back in season 1, and it's a good way of tying the past and present together. The pair finally get on the same page as Jep explains that he helped bring him back. While they talk, Gus reads through the log on the bridge and decides that he may be able to help Darwin, specifically through throwing the purple flowers overboard to try and clear the ship of the sick. He also finds the deceased passengers too and immediately has a crisis of confidence. He's not sure whether he can do this and radio throughs to Darwin explaining as much, mentioning Jep and how scared he is of losing the big man. However, Gus manages to be brave and honours the memory of the passengers, throwing the sick overboard, one after another. It takes him all night, but after throwing everyone overboard, Darwin shows up and agrees to get the engine running for the group. He uses his key and gets the boat back up and running once more. Unfortunately, Darwin is actually sick, given his hand is shaking. He decides to sacrifice himself and leaves a note for Gus, thanking him for what he's done and pointing out that he's determined not to let the sick leave the ship. He set a course for northern Alaska and they should be there in 2 days' time. Meanwhile, Zhang decides to bring Becky along with her as they pack up ready for Alaska. As a consequence, Rosie is forced to leave behind her son, Bruno, whom she shoots as an act of mercy. This act breaks something inside her and she struggles to contain her grief. Through all of this, nobody seems to notice Wendy, who sneaks aboard the plane. As the episode closes out, we cut to Gus on the boat once more. Just before Jep and Gus have a heart-to-heart following Sing testing Jep and discovering he's sick-free, the radio crackles. It's Sienna, and she points out that they're en route to Alaska and close now. And that is where episode 4 of Sweet Tooth Season 3 comes to an end. Thanks for watching, and do let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like or subscribe to the channel, your support is very much appreciated. I'm Greg Wheeler, and from all of us over here at The Review Geek, we'll see you on the next video.